All right, campers. It's another Friday. It's time for Q&A with Alan and Marshall. I'm Marshall Atkinson.
I'm Alan Howe with Easy Way Systems.
And welcome to our show. So we would love it if everybody watching would say hello. So please, in the comments, say your name, your shop, where you're from, all that kind of stuff, what you're working on if you want to, just go crazy, right?
Absolutely.
And then also, if you could please share that you're watching. So there's a little share button down at the bottom, right? Click that share button and let everybody know that the show's starting and that you're watching it. That would really help.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, so it's been a fun week for me. What about you, Alan?
Well, I came back from Florida. Last week, as you know, I did the show from Florida. I came back Tuesday. It was 18 degrees this morning in Michigan. It's warmed up to 21. So, Marshall, as we were talking, I'm not sure why I'm living in Michigan right now. I know some guys are loving the winter. Dan Solomon, who's on, does. My boss, Alex, loves the winter. He's ice fishing right now. And I like it.
So he's in like his little shack. What do you call that thing?
Shanty.
The ice shanty, right?
Ice shanty, yeah. I don't know that they're doing that. They're on Houghton Lake, and they're running what are called tip-ups, which you set them there, and then when the flag goes up, they're fishing for pike.
I thought the tip-up was the vodka bottle.
Well, they have that too, I'm sure. But usually you're chasing flags is what it's called. Okay. So I believe he's on Houghton Lake, and they're chasing tip-ups for pike.
Okay.
But in Florida, so I was glad I was down there. It was a last minute. My mother was in the hospital, so I had to fly down, but she's home. Everything's good. And ended up being a good trip too. It was ended up relaxing a little bit. But now, like you were saying, my whole schedule is screwed up. So now it's getting everything ready to hit it next week and hit it hard.
Yeah. So let's say hello to some people.
Hello.
Cindy's here. Good morning, Cindy.
Morning, Cindy.
Good morning, Kim. How are you doing? Yost is here. Hi from Sweden.
Hi, Yosta.
Yeah. Daniel, Michigan guy's here.
Absolutely.
Shane says hello.
Hi, Shane.
Cindy says, no, y'all are on the wrong side of the screen.
Yeah.
No, Alan logged in before I did because I was disputing a charge with my credit card company. So Alan logged in first. So he's number one today. And, thank you for paying attention, Cindy. Keith's here. Good morning. Brian's here. Good morning. Another one commenting. Alan's on the wrong side of the screen. William's here. Hey, y'all.
Hey, William.
Kim says, I'm in Oklahoma in process of moving to Phoenix. Yay.
Yo,
you got to look me up when you get here. It's a bit stressful moving my business, especially when I'm extremely busy. I feel like I'm never going to get moved.
Kim, are you, and I forget, I think you've been on here. Are you a screen printer? Let me know if you are. We have an incredible distributor in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can help you out with that, let me know.
Lance is here. Good morning, Lance. And our buddy Richard's here. So good afternoon.
Hey, and Richard will be here next week.
Hold on, you're spoiling a surprise.
I'm sorry, that's right.
I got the whole banner already made.
Oh, that's right.
Cat's out of the bag. So what's going on next week, Alan?
We're kicking Marshall to the curb for a week.
I know. What the hell's up with that?
Well, you got business. You've got to be traveling around, and can't be it. So the illustrious Mr. Richard Greaves has agreed to come on and co-host with me. So I'm excited.
Yep. So next week, I'm flying. Actually, on Sunday, I'm flying to Florida, and then on Wednesday, I'm flying to Texas, and then on Friday, when the show airs, I'll actually be on an airplane in 30,000 feet. So it's going to be hard to do the show there. I guess if I got the Wi-Fi going, I could do it from the exit row of the plane. That might be fun.
That would be hilarious. If you can log on, do it. It'd be
if I can log on, I'll try to do that. right? But
Sure.
it's, you know how airplane Wi-Fi is. Sometimes you can't get on.
Yep.
So Alan, Brian says, who is the Easy Way distributor in Missouri? Is that GSG?
No, it would actually be T&J has a warehouse in Kansas City. So Joe Molina, who's been in the industry forever, was with M&R when I first met him. Great guy. Brian, if you email me, I'll get you all the information for it.
Great.
I mean, you can always go to GSG's be out of Minnesota, Midwest.
Here's the best comment. It's finally right. It's the Alan and Marshall show. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. So, you ready to start with some topics?
Sure thing. Well, Lance just posted a comment too. I think we better get before talking.
Exciting to hear Richard Greaves. Yes.
You know, Richard.
It's always exciting to hear Richard.
You know, my goal, I think I've said it before. I met Richard when I was like 20 years old. I didn't know anything. He showed me how to stretch a roller frame, and I barely knew screen printing at that time. I'm honored to have him. And he wrote a column back then. He had Greaves on Garments.
That's right.
Ever. And he was already a badass rock star in the industry. You know, I'm thrilled to have him, to call him just as a friend. And, you know, the reason I hang out, and it's no secret, the reason I hang out with Richard, I just want to learn stuff he's forgotten. If I know what he's forgotten, I know way more than anybody else.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting with Richard is that no matter what the situation is, there's a story.
Oh, there always is.
You know, this, you know, I did this back in 1972 and I was working at so-and-so and this is what we did and blah, 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 blah. And it's like better than anything you could ever come up with. So that's what I really love about him. So.
Consulted all over the world.
Right.
You know, he was telling me about a job. I think he was in Fiji, and it was before where they kind of pieced together two old precision ovals, and he was amazed. It was killing it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Kim says she contracts out her screen printing. She does a lot of vinyl dye sub bling. However, I have 8 school contracts in my area, plus it's ball season now. Last year I had 31 teams, and I have 26 that have contacted me so far, and they don't start until April. So that's good.
It's great.
That's great, Kim. So where's that? Oh, here it is. So let's get the first topic going. You ready?
Absolutely. Let's hit it.
Collaboration. So I don't know if here's the reason why I want to talk about this. I don't know if you guys saw this, if it was under your radar, but I want to show you guys something.
And I didn't see it until you showed it to me.
Champion, this last week just came out. Champion is doing a collaboration with Coach, which is, you know, the luxury leather goods company. So if you're a woman, you probably might have a Coach purse, or maybe you want a Coach purse. They're very nice, right? Yeah. But they're doing a collaboration. So they're doing Coach Champion sweatshirts, and they're doing Coach Champion leather goods like purses and stuff, right? I find this very interesting. And so and the other thing is the timing on this. So like 2 weeks ago, I sent in a new article for Impressions Magazine on this very topic, right? I wish actually this came out before I wrote the article. So, because it would really, maybe I should revise it. Maybe Jamar will let me revise it. But it's like very interesting here. And I'll take this thing off. I don't stop sharing. Oh, here we go. So it's like one of these things where I find it very interesting. And if you're looking, and a lot of people are right now, to ding up some new sales, right? We all think about our own segments, our own channels. What are we doing? And we're stuck in this tunnel vision kind of thinking, right? So the idea with collaboration is who in your area, in your state, in your whatever, can you partner with, right? And it doesn't even have to make sense, right? Yep. Why would Coach this fine leather goods company partner with Champion, who does sweatshirts, right? I'm oversimplifying it, right?
Yeah, and I was thinking, who wins more on that collaboration? And I think they both do.
Right. So it's like one of these things where I think in your markets, right, if you're a screen printer or an embroiderer, or you're doing DTG or dye cyber or whatever you're doing, right, we're only focused on our own markets. But can you collaborate with somebody that's just completely out of the norm and come up with new products, new things, a new website, a new sales channel, a new thing? What can you do that makes total sense, right?
Yep.
And it does, and just try it, right? And so if you're going to collaborate, and of course the article that you'll read it in March or April, whenever it comes out in Impressions, but it's really about thinking things through here about what you could do, how it would work, who's selling it, how does the money work, all that. You got to identify all those bullet points and kind of address them, right? So I think this, if you really think about it, everybody knows people, right? You've got a great relationship with people in your area. Maybe you're a member of the local chamber of commerce, or maybe your kids go to the same school, or there's people that you know, and you could come up with a interesting idea and just spitball it, right? Mm-hmm. And in the article, I was talking about using like your local vet. So everybody here might have a pet, you might have a dog or a cat, right? So let's say you had a DTG printer. Can you do can the vet sell one-off, here's my dog on a shirt things, shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, whatever, and you can sell them for $25 or $30. The vet gets $10 of that, and you get the rest, right? And of course, it's a one-off thing, but you could do a web page, a thing where they upload the family pet photo, and then it gets a Photoshop action command to clean it up a little bit, do a little blur around the edges, and then it convert it to RGB, send it to the printer folder. You're only going to use this one color shirt or whatever, and then in a day or two, you've got something, right? I think, you can think these things through.
Yep.
And just see what you can do. And of course, that's just a one-off thing. Maybe you can scale it up so you're doing limited edition something, or what, for it's like 500 or 600 shirts or 1,000 shirts or something. There's all kind of things that you can do by just thinking things through with collaboration.
Yep. I think that's when you're using the vet as a example, Marshall, yes, it would be a one-off thing. But you know what? What a great way to build a partnership, because veterinarians are all about, community, most good ones. And they are buying scrubs and shirts and everything like that and getting embroidery done. So what a great way to.
Oh, and Mark shared a website, and because of the way my app works, I can't click on it to get the complex.style. Let me see if I can type that in. Keep talking, Alan, while
Well, Mr. Suhadolnik is an application specialist. We'll talk about him a little bit, who keeps his finger on the pulse of the industry when it comes to apparel and printing. He is a pretty badass printer in his own right. And he's the application specialist for Graphic Solutions Group, GSG, based out of Dallas. And you know what? I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. We've been having a lot more special guests. And I think February 26th, we have the owner of Graphic Solutions, Mark Granberry, scheduled. So I couldn't be more excited for that one. What a great history that company has. And I'm looking forward to talking to him and how he brought it together. I remember it back in the day as a bunch of companies of Texas Screen, Texas Sign, Yan Engineering out of Oklahoma. And he has brought him into just an incredible organization. So he hires top people. He partners with, he has great partnerships with vendors, and consultants. And so, yeah. So that's a little background on Mark and the company he works for, what he does. And Mark has been doing, man, he's been killing it. Oh, right there. He's been killing it. GSG has with videos on tech tips and on different products for screen printing also.
So here's the link that with the sweatshirt. Thank you, Mark.
Awesome.
So I had to type all that in. That was a big URL. And for some reason, I had too much coffee and I couldn't type. So, but that's a nice looking sweatshirt. It looks really thick. But very interesting print. And look, it's like a nothing. It's like a nothing print. I mean, it's a something print, but it doesn't look like. I mean, anybody here could probably print that. I mean, it's not that difficult.
And you know what? There's a bunch you could do with that print. I could see Coach actually, go back to that first print, Marshall.
I'm just looking through here.
Can you imagine that gray? If you go to that first print, if they brought that into like almost like an HD or a suede on the gray.
Yeah.
Let's see. That would be cool.
Be also cool is like high density for the Coach word.
Yep.
Right. And so everything else is flat and that's raised up a little bit, or even hit it with a high density gloss so it has a little sheen to it. I don't know. They
could also do a faux leather look too. Print it.
Sure.
So yeah.
All kinds of goodness there. Thank you, Mark. All right. So Kim says, I did pet bandanas for our local SPCA, then put a coupon in the bag for 20% off a custom pet bandana for the new rescue puppy. It has got me several new customers in business. It paid off within the first 6 months. Exactly, Kim. That's exactly what we're talking about. You win the internet today.
Absolutely. So, Kim, have you already contacted the Phoenix SPCA? That's the question now.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Cindy's got a question. I was looking at my Precious magazine. I see the dates mixed up on ISS dates. Page 4 lists Orlando in September. Page 9 lists Fort Worth in September. So here's the dates for ISS according to my whiteboard. ISS Long Beach is April 24th through 26th. ISS Atlantic City is June 24th through the 26th. ISS Fort Worth is September 9th through the 12th. There's only 3 ISS dates for the year. The key one, if you're going to go to a show, is the ISS Fort Worth event, because what's the Monday after ISS Fort Worth, Alan?
What's show breakdown for vendor? No, it's Shirt Lab. Shirt Lab, man.
Shirt Lab Fort Worth is the Monday and Tuesday after the ISS Fort Worth event. So if you're going to go to the show, you should go to one where you can stay a couple extra days and hang out with me.
Absolutely.
Right. And hopefully by September, we're all banking that vaccines and all kinds of stuff work and people feel comfortable getting places and all that stuff, right? Well, we're not touching that political football here, but I just want to.
I will say I have been invited by Marshall and Tom to every Shirt Lab, and I just haven't attended, but I am coming to Fort Worth.
Yeah, great.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, if they have the ISS shows, I'll be at all 3 of them because I'm actually teaching classes. So if you're going to go to any of those shows, sign up for my class.
Right? I know I will be at Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Started off. And if I come to Shirt Lab, I'll come early and go to Fort Worth for a day or 2 also.
Yeah. I haven't made any of my hotel reservations yet. I need to get on that. But or my flights for that matter.
Right.
So I need to get up. Maybe I'll do that today. I was looking at my American Airlines app on my phone, and I have $2,000 something worth of flight credits I need to use up by the end of the year. So, because I canceled lots of stuff last year. Something happened. I canceled.
I used some of mine in November when I came to Phoenix. So I still have some I have to use up.
There you go. Oh, here's a great comment, Cindy. So we love everyone at GSG. We've been buying them for over 30 years.
And what do we need Cindy to do for GSG and us?
Tell GSG how awesome we are.
Say, hey, you guys got to sponsor them. That would be great.
Yeah, it would be great, right?
Yeah.
And then Mark says, "You bet."
Well,
So Braden says,
look what Mark posted further down a couple before we get to Braden's.
Yeah, y'all come by for some barbecue. Mark's officially the caterer for our shirt lab.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So Braden says, I've been thinking about switching my Long Beach to that one. Yes, Braden, you should.
Yep.
Who knows if Long Beach should even be available? I don't know. Nobody knows.
I would, if I was a betting man, I'd probably say no. California's locked down, but who knows?
Richard says, I'll be at Fort Worth. And the reason is because he's one of our speakers.
Absolutely. Hey, so Richard, Braden, and Marshall, I'm there.
I've got the last three speakers on Tuesday. It's Richard Greaves, Mark Coudray, and then Jeffrey Gittimer, 1, 2, 3 to end the day.
That is the price of admission right there.
Yep. Come to Spokane, Alan.
You know, Braden, I was just talking to Marshall about you. It was fun, good stuff too earlier.
Yeah.
You know, I met Braden at Max Profit when we were speaking there, and I see guys at the show, and you guys have such a great operation. And Marshall asked me if I'd ever been there. I said I never have, but yeah, I would love to. Yeah,
I'll be there in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So looking forward to that trip, actually.
Well, thank you, Braden. Yeah, I would love to come.
Keith says he's already paid for it. He's going to be there. Of course you will. Thank you, Keith.
Awesome.
And Peter says, good morning. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Peter.
And then Kim says, no, I haven't. I'm just trying to get things slowed down here so I can get moved. But I'm definitely going to reach out to them. I have some other ideas that are basically the same concept. Leaving a community that everyone knows me to a big city that no one knows me, it's a bit scary.
You know, that big city keeps getting bigger, though. So, yeah, there's a lot of new opportunities. You're going to kill it there, I think.
Yeah, Cindy says, we love the Long Beach. From here, you'll probably not make it. And Braden says, it's going to be great after Marshall puts us in line. That's funny. All right. So thank you all so much for the comments, especially for all the goodness and love you're showing us. So great job with that. Love it.
You know, I got to love everybody that tunes in, Marshall. You know, when I think about that, we started this on a whim, you know.
Yeah.
And
to some degree, we still don't know what we're doing with it.
I have no clue. But that's been my whole career, 33 years of wigging it, it seems like.
Well, hold on. This is exactly what this is. It's collaboration. Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. You know, I remember when you asked me about doing Q&A with Alan and Marshall, and that it started, if people don't remember, last year at Long Beach. And Marshall, when you called me about maybe submitting it to ISS, do you remember what I said?
No.
I said, yeah, if you want to submit it, I'm in. I don't think they'll get it, and I don't know if anybody will come.
The original concept was the no presentation.
Yeah.
There's no slides. There's nothing. It's just me and you standing at the front of the room taking questions.
Yeah.
And that's it.
We had people show up, and it was great.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And then the next one was going to be the Atlantic City show. And, of course, COVID hit, and that got shut down. And then we tried to do it online using Facebook Live, and it was it was such a disaster.
Well, and the reason we have Friday at noon, because, you know, again, this is, you know, the idea man, it's Marshall, goes, we ought to do it live at the same time we were scheduled at Atlantic City. And it was 12 Eastern on Friday. And so, you know, now we're out, you know, we have a great audience worldwide. We get stuff. At meeting, I can't wait till we get to travel around. There are people on here I've not met before, but really looking forward to it. And it's just been a great experience for me.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for traveling along with us and coming on our journey. Appreciate you guys. So let's get to topic 2.
Sure.
Hot market, Super Bowl, right? And so I have done a lot of hot market work over the years. And actually, I wrote an article for Impressions 8 or 9 years ago about it. I don't even know how it was, like forever ago. And so I always liked hot market events in the shop. And I think a lot of people, depending on where you live, all right, you might be getting tuned up to do some hot market work. It's like one of my favorite things to do back in the day. And just because it was a great opportunity to involve every single person in the shop.
Yep.
And I always brought in the front office folks to help out, doing counts, putting hologram stickers on shirts, boxing things up, being a catcher, So this is the salespeople, this is the accountants, this is people in HR, this is the art staff. I mean, it didn't matter. They were working, you know, and they were working all night. And so Super Bowl's coming up. And whether you like the Chiefs or the Buccaneers, right? We all have our favorites. I thought it'd be fun for everybody. If you've done hot market work, list the games. Did you do the Super Bowl? Did you do March Madness? Did you do the World Series? What did you do?
Yep.
And kind of maybe it was a good experience or bad or whatever. That might be fun. And the other thing is for everybody right now to declare your prediction for the Super Bowl. I'm predicting, you ready? Drum roll.
Go.
Buccaneers by 3.
I think the Bucks will probably do it.
33-30. That's my prediction. 33-30, Bucks by 3. I don't think, and as much as I think Kansas City has, like my son Jack is like, Dad, you're crazy. Kansas City's going to win. I go, I don't think you're stopping Brady. And and he's got this deal with the devil, winning streak, whatever. And he's going to win this thing, and he's going to ride off into the sunset as the greatest ever. I just think that's the story, and I'm sticking with it. And so there you go. So sorry, Peter Walsh, I'm going against the Chiefs.
I think too, you throw Gronk in there, even if he's just blocking. That's a great combination, and I think they'll both go out riding in the sunset.
Yeah,
on top. And what a great end of a story.
Yes, exactly right.
And I gotta believe that Tom Brady is going, it's all about the story. He's writing in the whole marketing story.
Yeah.
And so it almost seems that way. But yeah, I think he has made a deal with the Illuminati where he lives forever and keeps playing. And so who knows?
Well, I've got it's no secret. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
And what a crap show that's been for the last several years. And it's only getting worse. And,
oh, really? Where do I live? Who's the football team I've grown up with?
I don't know, the Lions.
Yeah. You want to talk crap show? Really?
Well, let's put it this way. We used to be good. And was the Lions ever good? I don't know. So there's
no. You know what?
When maybe Barry Sanders era, right? And
you know what? When they went to one, playoff game, maybe 2 in my lifetime. And yeah, so you know what? They're going to win a Super Bowl. My great grandkids will love it. And,
you have to have kids first, Alan.
Yeah, I would have to. My nephews, my great nephews will love it. But yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so there will be no hot market Lions going on.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I've been to the Tampa Stadium for a Buccaneers Cowboys game.
Yeah.
So, it's just one of these things where I don't think there's any denying Brady. I think it's going to be fun. And what's really great about these big sports events is it is a financial boon for anybody in the apparel industry. So pick your sport. It's the Stanley Cup, it's March Madness, it's the World Series, it's the whatever, right? All these shirts come in and we're printing them and we're doing stuff, and it's always really fun. The news trucks come out to film the shirts coming down the dryer, and That's always a lot of fun. So if you're a part of that, congratulations. I know you're probably getting your samples done right now and all that stuff. If you want to be part of that, right, you need to like contact, Nike, Paramount, George Knight, Fanatics, all these companies. And there's usually a nice thick contract, and you got to like dedicate equipment and all that stuff. And if you get that stuff and you're not sure what to do, give me a call. I can walk you through it. I've had tons of experience doing it, and I can give you some tips. So,
and you know what? It is not for the faint of heart either. It is 12 hours of work.
Yeah, well, they only really expect $350 an hour on the press. It's usually what's in the contract, and typically you're running way faster than that.
But it's not just on the press; it's finishing, it's getting them boxed, getting them shipped out on time.
Yeah, well, because that semi truck is showing up.
Yep.
At 3 o'clock, there's a truck at 3 o'clock in the morning. There's a truck at 4 o'clock in the morning. There's 5, and these trucks are going right to Athletic Addict or whatever the store is. Or just immediately right there, so they can be put on the shelf, right? And I've done stuff where the shirts are price tagged. They're ready to sell, right? And so there's a lot of logistics that has to happen. And so there's a lot of you got to really be buttoned up with your operation to do it right. And I got some really funny stories too about it, and I don't know if I should repeat them, but
well, and I know of shops. Usually they have multiple autos, and they'll have a press set up with one team and a press set up for another. If they're doing both, getting ready, and then the third one, whoever they think is going to win ahead. And how many times have we seen a last minute comeback where all of a sudden they're ripping presses down and
yeah. So let me tell one story real quick, and I'm going to leave a lot of details out so I don't get anybody in trouble. But I was working at this shop a long time ago, and we were printing some hot market stuff for a major shoe company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the team, their color was blue. Okay. And so the Friday before Super Bowl, we're getting a semi truck full of shirts for the Sunday print event. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On site was somebody that worked for that shoe company to inspect and watch us print and all that stuff. Right.
Yep.
And this is a long time ago. So long time ago that, email was just getting kind of starting. Yes, I'm that old, right? Anyway, so we're going to be printing on, I don't know, like 8 presses, I think, at the time. And so it was a lot of shirts. And we open up the first carton to receive, because you open the cartons, check color and size, right? You don't do a count, just color and size to make sure it's correct. And that's our receiving. And the shirts were forest green.
Whoops.
The box said royal blue. The shirts in the box were forest green.
Forest green.
An entire truckload of these shirts. Okay. The wrong color. Okay. So the guy from the shoe company emails the owner of the company I was working for, and he says, sorry, we're all effed up. We don't know what we're doing sometimes, blah, 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 blah. Right. And this is on a Friday. Okay. Yep. On Saturday, we're receiving another truckload of shirts because they fixed it. Right. And they're driving all night to get to us, kind of a thing. And so I'm there to help with the receiving. And so I'm expecting the guy, I forget the dude's name, we'll just call him Bill. I'm expecting Bill to be there to supervise, right? And I go, hey, where's Bill? And I go, oh, you didn't hear? The company was reading his email, and he's been fired.
Yep.
I'm like, ooh, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could read the company could read your email. So that was kind of an amazing thing. And so anyway, that's the story, right? So we got some cool comments.
Yeah,
so
we
let's get to them. Braden says we're working on Gonzaga national champions. Any more bets again this year, Marshall? I don't know, but Florida State looks pretty good in basketball this year, so we'll see what happens. Brian says, go Chiefs. I work for a sign company that did signs for the All-Star game. That's great.
Awesome.
Lance says, I used to work for Paramount. I've done a bunch of stuff for Paramount. It's amazing to see product move around so fast. Brady is a GOAT. Totally agree with you there. I stayed up late after the Chiefs game to get a Chiefs separation out for my client. Been doing these for over 7 years now. Great art to handle. Congratulations, Dan. Love it. Are you doing something for this year? Can we get a sneak peek? Would love to see that. Dallas Cowboys have a 1-star rating. I totally agree. I don't even think they're that, Brian. So, and if you want my opinion, it's all Jerry's fault. So I hope KC, there he goes. Thanks, Cindy. I was there for the 2001 Super Bowl Giants Ravens.
Wow.
Good job. Lance says Paramount Apparel's hot market for Cardinals World Series. Amazing times. Did I just do that?
Nope.
I think he posted twice.
He said he used to work for Paramount.
Okay. Do they have multiple companies across the country or just one? Oh, yeah, there's tons of people. Yeah. Like it's Insaneville. And here's another fact, right? So a lot of times these companies will have a heavy bet in Vegas. And so they bet, they do a lot of they'll do an initial run of some shirts just to have them on the sidelines and do some things for it. And they really look at their costs. They'll also put a bet in Vegas against who they think is really going to win just to cover their expenses. So if the other team wins, they're at neutral.
Oh,
I thought that was amazing. Insider tip there.
Yeah.
We did 14,000 shirts in less than 24 hours for the Seahawks champion several years ago. We only had 2 autos printed through the night with FedEx picking up every 2 hours.
And that is hot market to a T.
That's a lot of Red Bull and coffee right there.
Yeah, it is.
All right, cool. So please give us more of your hot market stuff. So we're going to move on to the next topic. Do you remember what it was, Alan? Testing you. Don't look.
The January lull.
You looked. I saw you look.
I did look. I had to look.
Yeah, the January lull is ending. So, Alan, this was your topic. So what's up?
Well, all I heard is everybody, it's a little slow, typical January lull. And as I was talking to people, they're going, yeah, it is. It just seems worse than it is because of the year we came out of. But I just talked to a contract printer who was slow, and they just said Tuesday, someone flipped a switch. They are jammed, and they have called everybody back. And I'm starting to hear that of things coming back. And when I hear a contract printer like that talking, that's a good sign to me. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so I think it's just how were sales in December and beginning of January, and people, are they buying, right? And what are they doing? And where are you in the country, and what markets are you serving? And I think there's a lot to do with that.
There is.
But I think there's a lot of people that really want to escape the COVID cave.
Yep.
And they want business to happen. And I think some people are trying to get an early jump on some things. And I know a lot of my coaching clients, there's a good chunk of them that are really busy.
Yeah.
They've never slowed down. They're just, they're doing stuff. Right. And other people, they're completely laying people off. They're not working on Thursdays and Fridays, and let's just where because that's where they are in the country, right? And there's nothing they can do about it. So
I've also had to almost ask people specific questions too. Clients I'm talking to when they're slow, because I run in that screen print circle, and usually they're talking printing. One company says, "Yeah, we're pretty slow. We're pretty slow on printing. It's a general January lull." Well, embroidery is very strong for them. Corporate market, which is still going. And as we get talking, they're saying, we are so glad we made that adjustment almost over a year ago.
Yeah.
to start moving new markets, not knowing COVID was happening. And that's kept them going. And I think a lot of people are seeing that. A lot of people are slower in the print sector, but very busy in the embroidery. And now printing is starting to come back in areas. So,
well, I'll tell you another thing that's really booming right now. And if you're a contract apparel decorator and you're not into fulfillment, you are so missing out.
Oh, absolutely.
So how is your polybagging? How is your hang tagging? How is your kit packing? How is your shipping department? Are you doing print on demand? Are you doing online store fulfillment? Especially if you're any way connected with anybody in the promo market. Because what's happening right now is the promo folks are killing it with work from home boxes or we love you packages or whatever. That stuff is just so booming right now. It's not even funny. And if you are set up to handle this stuff, you're their outsourced fulfillment partner. A lot of people are making more money on the fulfillment end of things than they actually are on the decoration.
Yep.
So if you're not into that right now, you need to be. So reach out to me if you want more information on that. Happy to help you with that. So a lot of people are just killing it with that. So just think about who in your area is doing it or could be doing it, and can you help them?
I have a client up in Nowheresville, Ohio, and they started doing some small fulfillment, years ago, and it has just increased, and they're adding on to their warehouse space for their company just because of fulfillment. It has become such a huge part of their business. And I said, yeah, we make good money on it.
Right, you do. But you got to do it right.
Absolutely.
And it's all about organization. It's all about metrics. It's all about standard operating procedures, training, blah, 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 blah. Right. It's not for the faint of heart.
It is not.
All right. So, so Dan says, I worked at a shop that did a Nike order during an event, had to use their ink they shipped us. They didn't get the ink to us at all before the due date. Had to utilize another shop's ink from 3 hours away, 6-hour drive during the night to be ready for the morning. Stuff happens. I'm sure you didn't use the word stuff, Dan, but we understand that pain.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I can understand wanting to control the process, right? Which is why they would want to use their ink. But that's another challenge with that is the fact that if you're demanding that as part of the contract, it's up to you to get the ink there, right? Yeah. And I've had these companies ship us the ink too, so I understand that. And let me tell you, there's nothing special about the ink either. It's just they mixed it.
Yep.
Started doing hot market in 1990. Dang, I feel old now. Mark, you are old.
Yeah, with the rest of us. Yeah. Welcome to the club, Mark.
Yeah. I was just on the phone with Mark Graham about this yesterday. We're working with comics shops, and I'm trying to figure out how to integrate easier. Exactly. I was on the phone with Mark Graham this week.
I wasn't.
Yeah. Well, we have our Shirt Lab Summit coming up in March, and Mark is one of our speakers, and I recorded his interview. So, and it was fantastic, by the way. So, good stuff. So, thanks, Braden. All right. So we got 15 minutes left.
Wow.
Time to get to our last topic. Here we go. Learning something new. Right. And what are we talking about here, Alan?
Well, I want this to be what are the new things you want to try? What new product? There's a lot of products or processes, and we talk a lot about processes in sales, marketing, lead generation, things like that. But let's talk about new products that are out there. What do you want to do? And water-based and silicone are always a good ones to lean to, but there are some new things. I've been watching some videos from Caesar International. They come out with new colors and new products all the time. And that's an HTV. And we're going to have Joe Piazza from Caesar already scheduled in the next upcoming weeks.
Yeah, right.
Who is just incredible. But, they have some. Marshall, you and I were talking about the videos we saw that Michelle Moxley has done on the digital squeegee with glow in the dark. And, man, that jellyfish design was killer.
Yeah, I love that stuff. And I think that was using M&R's new DTG printer, the Maverick, right? Wasn't that?
Oh, was it? I thought it was...
was the digital squeegee. Peter, if you're still on the thing, can you clarify what she was doing? Because obviously we're old and can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. That was days ago. How am I supposed to remember that?
How are we supposed to remember that?
No, come on. God forbid we write it down because we have a show to do and we're going to talk about it. But, when I saw the glow in the dark, yes, that was on, the digital squeegee, and I thought that was great.
Yeah.
But glow in the dark, Marshall, for screen printing is such an easy product. And you know what? It is so underused unless it's Halloween.
Yeah. So think about how you can use it where it's not like the whole thing, but it only highlights one little section. That coach shirt, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if the outline of the outline of coach is in glow in the dark, then it's dark. It's outlined in glow in the dark. That's just one way to kind of highlight something for a surprise. Right. And or it's the whole underbase and you're just printing halftones on top. So instead of, it has this weird glow when it's turned off. Right. And,
HD or some things like that. The jellyfish was on Maverick. Thank you, Mark.
I was right. How about that?
I was wrong. How about that?
I'm never right.
I'm always wrong.
I'm like a broken clock. Alan.
Yeah.
I'm right twice a day.
And I think some of these products that are so easy to use, again, I'm going to talk Mark Suhadolnik and Lon Winters have incredible videos on special effects screen printing. And it's not difficult. It's not hard. And yeah, I think to incorporate something like that, some of the HTV product that Caesar has, I see their electric, I see their strip flock, I see they even have a puff product and an HD product. If anybody's doing anything like that with HTV, I think that's incredible.
Yeah. What would be cool, just thinking, my mind's going crazy here, would be a lenticular design with high density glow in the dark.
Ooh. Mr. Suhadolnik, print that and do a video by tomorrow, please.
Right.
Lenticular is so hard to do. It is so incredible also. That would be awesome.
Yeah. You're winning a golden squeegee with that one.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I love lenticular.
Right. So let's make sure we get some comments here. So Richard says his first hot demand was the 84 Olympics.
Los Angeles. Yeah.
That's awesome. I did when were the Olympics in Atlanta? Was that 96?
I think so.
So we did the torch run for the company I was working for. Mm-hmm. And that was interesting because we had to ship 200, 500, 1,000 shirts, whatever, for the Olympics for Coca-Cola to different cities around the country. So everybody on the parade route, when the torch was running by, was wearing the torch run Coke shirts, right? And so here's the complication there was that you had to print the exact image with a name drop. It had to arrive a day before the torch was coming by so the Coke distributor in that area could hand the shirts out, right? And it couldn't be late, obviously, because the shirts can't show up after the torch goes by, right? And we nailed it. All the cities, I don't even remember, it's like 50 cities or some crazy thing, right? And oh my God, we were absolutely going crazy. Because the Coke distributors were late getting the numbers and the sizes.
Right.
It was like a nightmare the whole time, but we pulled it off. And that was the amazing thing. And that got us, by the way, the Coke account. That nightmare job. And I learned my favorite PMS color for forest green, which is 3435. And I've been using PMS 3435 for forest green ever since that job.
I thought you were going to say what Coke Red is.
Coke Red is Coke Red. There is no Pantone color.
Isn't
it's
the closest
red.
186?
No, it's not 186. And we had it specially mixed for us by Wolflex according to the Coke recipe. And had to have Coke approve it. So it's not 186.
Cool.
All right. Where are we on these things? Oh, here you go. William says I did a 2-color design that had green and blue glow. That's awesome. Simon says peeps need to realize that aerosol adhesives time has come and gone, so uneconomical, environmentally harmful, and so inefficient and messy. Need to look at water-based adhesive. I heard there's a company out there with some amazing products. Simon, are you backhanded, like trying to promote something there? Why don't you just give us what you're trying to say, buddy?
It's Techmar products, man, and they're incredible. And Simon, I agree with you. Uneconomical, environmentally harmful, so inefficient and messy, but at least it's expensive. It is. If you're not using a water-based adhesive, look into it. Yes, you can get them. They have specialty ones for polyester now, so they're not leaving aerosol tracks on the inside. There was a question later on about fleece, and Simon answers that. I cannot wait till we pull that one up. But yeah, you need water-based adhesives are right where it's at.
Yeah,
I'm all about that. Aerosol adhesives are rough. They're right below screen opener in textile shops, which I won't even go on that little tangent. You've heard me on that. Marshall, it'll make me have a stroke.
Yeah.
So,
Mark says he's on it for the glow-in-the-dark lenticular.
By tomorrow?
Yeah.
Great. He's amazing.
Yeah. Well, here's the challenge. When are we having Mark on?
We have Mark Granberry on, but we might have to have Mark Suhadolnik on.
What I was thinking is he could show up for the show with the shirt, right?
That would be awesome.
There you go. So Dan says, my wife and I just had this talk about something new. She blew me away by asking if there's anything about Photoshop that you don't know or use that could benefit you and what you do. Tons. But I don't go there because I've been focusing on what I do best. But yes, there are many other things about a program used for other areas of art that I might be able to apply. I had not been considering other areas of Photoshop because I could pertain to screen printing, but who knows what can apply. Something that I was talking about in the Catalyst call with Mark Coudray yesterday was using the document settings for metadata to make sure you put in copyright information, also tags in any Illustrator file, so you can use those and have that in there. So if you're sharing the file or want to look up something later, you've got all that information in there. So David, I was just curious, do you use the metadata in your file to put copyright information or any other tag in there so you can research things later? Just curious. So,
okay.
And if you guys don't know what that means, it's too long a thing to talk about. So
schedule a call with Marshall.
Yeah. Shane, Simon, what about hoodies?
He answers that down below.
Does he?
Yep.
Where is that? Oh,
3 down.
All right. TB10 works great on hoodies, gets good traction, and it pulls less fleece. There you go.
I did not know that about TB10, which I used to sell that product, and obviously I missed the market on it. But
yeah, looking for a solid contract screen printer in Southern California. Any recommendations?
Why does it need to be in Southern California when you can contract and have shirts sent anywhere?
Yeah. I got some. They're not in California, though.
Yeah.
Yes, 96. I sold 96 Olympics coffee mugs. Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
Learning Zoho CRM now. Hey, I use Zoho. I'm really sucky at it, but let me know if you discover something cool. Yes, tags, metadata. I do. Congratulations. That's good.
Man. Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So I think, the things that I want to learn right now, I'm interested in learning about online stores. Mm-hmm. I don't actually do much with that. I want to do that. And so I'm kind of messing around with that a little bit. What am I learning right now? Also, I just bought a new platform for doing flip books. So that's one of the things I'm working on right now with a lot of my Shirt Lab stuff. Also, I'm going to be writing more ebooks this year. So I bought a program to help me do ebooks using a flip book style because it's less weight on a file size. So like some of my ebooks, like if you bought an ebook on my website, they're 25 megs or whatever. It's a pain to download. A flip book has no weight for me to send it to you. And so I'm very interested in doing that for the file size capacity. So those are two things that I'm like kind of goofing around with right now. So,
cool.
Oh, we got a comment here. Follow up. It's cheaper inbound freight if it's local to Southern California, but export a good option out of area. Quality reliability is more important than local.
There's a ton of great contract.
Well, I send lots of people to some printers, and I'll give you my list, but I'm not doing that publicly because I don't want to irritate other people. So,
absolutely.
David, if you want to get a hold of me, where's my thing?
David, where you
send me an email at this address, and I will send you my contract list. The contract printers on this list are people who I've actually worked with, and they're all over the country. I know contract printers. There's plenty of them. These are the people that I actually have done things with, and so it's experience. So
there you go.
And if you're a contract printer and you want to be on my list, let's talk also. But I have lots of questions.
Yep.
So I don't do that lightly. So
where are you located that day? Oh, you're in Southern California, obviously. My bad.
Or his customers are. I don't know where he is.
True.
Hey, by the way, love the mask.
I know.
That's good stuff there.
And there's also questions on contract printing. Are you looking for someone to print plastisol, water-based discharge?
Oh, yeah.
There's do you need fulfillment? What do you need?
Yeah, there's all
finishing, tagging. There's 1,000 questions.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
All right, cool. So where are we on time? We got a couple minutes. So what are you looking forward to this weekend or next week, Alan?
Well, because I've been gone last minute on there this weekend, I am staying at home as you and I were talking. I am actually, it's cold up here in Michigan. It was 18 degrees this morning. It's warmed up to a chilly 21. So I am going to be making homemade chicken soup is my thing.
Now, don't forget to freeze some.
Definitely.
Last weekend I made a just giant pot of chili, but I didn't freeze any, and I'm regretting it right now. So,
yeah. Well, you sent me a picture of your wife made chili, and
no, I made chili. My wife,
you did. Okay.
Jody doesn't make chili, and I don't make the cookies. We have
okay. You made the chili. Right? So that's something I can do. Soups pretty well. I cannot make chili real well. So, Marshall, you're gonna have to work me through a recipe or something like that.
Yeah, chili is not difficult, man.
I guess it changes every time. So,
I'm a no bean chili guy, by the way. And so if you're from Texas, you'll probably agree with me.
Yep.
If you're everywhere else, people add beans.
Yep.
So I'm a no bean chili guy. And I like it hot. I like it a little spicy. So
I would love to know how to do that because I know how to make chili with beans, but I don't know how to make a no bean chili.
Cindy says, post your recipes. I don't have it written down. It's guy lore. So it's in my head.
I actually have a couple recipes that are in some local cookbooks.
Mark says 3 gallons of jambalaya on now. You know what we should do? Right here. We're going to have the Shirt Lab or Alan and Marshall Q&A cookbook.
Oh, that would be incredible.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. It's brainstorm here. Okay. So I want everybody to send me their recipe of whatever they cook best. Where the hell's my email? Right here. To this address. Okay.
Yep.
if you send it to me at this address, and we'll just call it by the end of February, right? I will put it all together in my new flip book.
I like that.
And we'll make a Q&A recipe book.
Absolutely.
And I will actually write down my chili recipe that I've never written down. It's just basically throw a bunch of crap in a crock pot. That's usually what I do.
Oh, I will
write it all down. And here's the thing. If you're going to send the recipe, you have to send a photo of it. So you're going to have to make it the next week or two or whatever. Or if you've already made it, you maybe already have a photo. And then also a photo of you, right? So those two things are going to be required. What do you think, Alan? Is that something we can do?
I'm on it. I've already have 2 recipes that have been in cookbooks for charities. So you'll be getting a stuffed mushroom.
Hold on. What are your recipes?
I have a stuffed mushroom recipe, which is pretty easy. But when I was in Florida, of course, I'm down there because Mom was in the hospital. My aunt's going, I have never had your stuffed mushrooms, and everybody talks about it. So I made them when I was there. And I have a potato leek soup recipe I've done. Yeah? And all these are fairly
all about soups. Is that like a Michigan thing?
No, it's, you know what? They're not hard to make. I just kind of started doing it. I can do other things. I watch cooking shows, and I'm not. So we might have to limit Mark Suhadolnik to like 10 recipes because he
can do as many as he wants.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I've learned to roast a chicken, which is very difficult to do, I've heard.
Chicken? That's not hard.
Well, they say in cooking for chefs, one of the hardest things is to roast a chicken correctly without it drying out. So I've done that. I
can do beer in the butt chicken.
I've never done that on a grill.
How about a spatchcock chicken? You ever do that?
Nope, never done that.
Oh, okay.
I can make an omelet pretty dang well also. I have a recipe for a 5-hour, almost like roast beef casserole type thing that is pretty incredible. And I haven't made that in years, but yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to narrow it down, pal. All right. So, all right. So everybody, if you're watching this right now, send us your chili recipe or your soup recipe or your steak recipe or your hors d'oeuvre thing or whatever you do best. Okay. And send it to me at this email address with a picture of whatever you're cooking or baking or whatever it is, and a picture of you. So, because we can put it all together.
Yep.
I'll make it look pretty. I promise. And we'll make a little Q&A at Alan and Marshall cookbook thing.
That'll be great.
Your deadline is the end of February. And then maybe, I'll put it together in March or something. So get it done.
Ghosta, we're going to have some Swedish food. Let's go.
Well, hold on. He says he was in a chili competition. So you cook chili in Sweden? That's crazy.
Little tiny meatballs in them. I'm teasing. I'm sorry, Costa. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So hold on. Everybody's commenting here. Right. Cindy says, that's how my husband cooks. Yeah, a lot of guys. That's how I shop too. I just throw stuff in the buggy,
No, how did I shop? Well, I was waiting for Marshall online.
You were online.
I was doing grocery list online and sent it in.
So Mark says he's in. Daryl says, thank you for the great program. Make it a great weekend. Thank you for watching, Daryl.
Thank you, Daryl.
Cindy says that's a hard one to pick. I think he likes the idea there. The recipe thing sounds like fun.
Yep.
And just going through. Y'all are making me hungry. I'm starving. What time is it?
I have a feeling Dan Solomon has not posted. Dan, I bet you have some incredible recipes, some wild game recipes, or some good walleye recipes.
Some people, it seems like they would have good recipes, but their wife is actually the one that does all the cooking.
It's true.
So I mean.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right.
Well, cool. I like our impromptu little thing.
I'm excited about it.
So please share your recipes. you know, and pictures and whatever, and make it so people can actually do it.
Yep.
And the cool, hey, speaking of recipes, the cool thing, can I brag on my kid a little bit?
Do it. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, this is great.
So my son is in high school. He's a junior, and he did, he's, you know how you have to take a language? He's taking sign language, ASL, right? And so they had to do a cooking show, but the whole, you had to explain the recipe all with sign language, no talking or anything. And no words, like, you know, like a list of words on the screen. So we had to sign the whole thing. And that's what we did last weekend was film. I was the cameraman for it. And had to film this whole thing with him, and he made sugar cookies. And it was great. And of course, as you guys probably know, he's helping me with my YouTube videos. So he actually did the editing of everything, and he put it together, and he put some music to it, and like, he came out great. He hasn't gotten a grade yet, so we're all pulling for an A. But it came out just fantastic. So
awesome.
Thought that was fun. So
way to go, Jack.
Yeah, he's a stud.
He is. Jack's riot. So
all right. So all right. So
people are
anyway, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week. I won't be here.
But I will be
here in my place, and the intellectual quality of the show is going to go up by probably tenfold.
Just because Richard's there. Yeah, with Richard. So don't let me down, everybody. We'll know. Marshall, nobody was on. They all just want to see you.
Yeah, right. All right, everyone. Hey, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a great weekend.
See ya.